Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 17th. Look at that. Time flies when you're not at home. So today is Wednesday, May 17th. I'm home. I've been home for a few days. A lot of you guys watched the videos from the trip, and now we're getting back into the normalcy of life again. I just sent Dia off about an hour ago. So she's driving her way back home. Both of us are we're very sad. She and I have been within about 6 to 12 feet of each other, really pretty much nonstop since April the 30th actually. So for going on 18 days now. That's close to 3 weeks. That's 2.5 weeks that we've been that close to each other. And I wasn't sure if we were going to make it or if one of us was going to try and kill the other one. My money was on her trying to kill me. Uh, and we did really well. We get along really well. We know how to give each other the right amount of space when needed. But it's going to be really sad to see her go. Um, I'm taking the day off from work, one more day off from work, because I really haven't unpacked much past necessities. Um, my house is chaos. My brain is chaos. My body is really thrown out of whack because my sleeping got thrown off so badly. So I'm going to take a day to kind of recuperate, unpack, put some stuff away in my house, put some stuff away in my heart and in my mind, and get things kind of back to even keel for life. Get a little bit of sleep. Um, Play a little bit on Minecraft here and there. I don't think I'm going to play too much today. Famous last words. Spend some time snuggling with some neglected kitties because you guys never get to see the other ones. That's Tiger. Tiger. Yeah. Today we are singing the song of our people apparently since about 5:15 this morning. What? I don't know what his deal is. I don't speak cat. Um, so I kind of wanted to do my own personal wrap up just by myself, um, now that Dia's gone, and um, maybe do a little verbal processing here. And yeah, so it's not going to be all jokes and giggles on this video like a lot of the last ones have been in the last few weeks. Um, I had an amazing trip. I really did. I know that for those of you that were keeping up, you could see that we were having a really good time and we were meeting some really great people. And I have people that are now cemented in my heart that are never going to leave, regardless of what circumstances or locations we may be looking at. I have some very special people in my heart now. Um, we got to strengthen some relationships that were already pretty strong, pretty good. And we got to build some relationships that we didn't expect to have. I did. I'm not even going to speak for us at this point. I'm just going to speak for me. Um, this is one of those trips that's like, it's a double edged sword. It was an amazing trip. We had a really great time. Coming home is really hard. Coming home and acclimating is really hard. Um, Real life versus vacation life is not the same. And I know this shouldn't be shocking to anybody, least of all me. Um, but this is by far, hands down, the best vacation I've ever taken, and it may very well be about the best time I've ever had in my whole life. Um, and yeah, I'm sure you guys are getting sick of hearing about this because it's been all we've been saying for the last couple of weeks. Um, but now I'm home, and I have to look into my garden, and I have to look at taking care of my crabs and my lizard and my fish and my cats and my Dan and me. I have to look into better self care. One of the things that I realized on this trip is that my self care has been woefully neglected. I haven't been doing much more above the bare minimum of what I need to do for myself. I have not been giving myself spiritual space. I haven't been giving myself energetic space. Um, I've really very much allowed myself to get thrown into the river and pushed along by the currents, and that's not my usual MO. Anyone who knows me knows that I am very much about taking things by the horns and, steering it myself. And I haven't had the desire to steer myself in a very long time now. I've probably talked about this a little bit, touched on this when I talked about depression before, a couple of months back. But my desire to actually have life has kind of reared its head this trip. I had some opportunities where I could open up my energetic self in ways that I haven't in a very long time, where I could use my energetic self to do some sensing, to do some feeling, to do some recharging and some rejuvenating, and that was very important to me. And I hadn't realized that I've kept that really kind of under a cover for so very long. It was like meeting an old friend. Um, it's hard to process right now. My brain is full of a lot of really amazing images. I keep coming back to there's a willow tree, and I put it on my Facebook page for those who are connected to my Facebook. There's a willow tree that I saw when we were out by Lake Erie. Lake Erie is a place that I've always wanted to go. When I was young and I was first learning about the lakes, like we do in school, you learn homes: Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. So you learn about your Great Lakes, right? And I knew when I was little that I wanted to see all five, which I still have to do, because with the passport situation, I didn't get to do the Canada part. But Erie, for some reason, Erie was the one that always stuck out, and I don't know why. There's just always been kind of an energetic pull to there. And so when we were down by the lake, there was just this little jut out of land, and on this land was this really beautiful willow tree. It's a very amazing willow tree. And I had a little bit of time from a distance to kind of work with that tree and get a sense for its energy, to ask it for protection. So I got a couple of really nice pictures of it and put one on as one of my profile pics. I think it's my page pic or something. But it's like the epitome of what, a willow tree should look like. It's got that perfect shape. It's got the perfect draping. The tendrils coming down off of it are just ideal. It is your archetypal willow tree, and she had such a wonderful energy to her. And that image keeps popping up in my head, which again shouldn't be surprising for people who know me. Trees are very important in my life. Trees are everywhere in my life. The imagery of tree of life, the imagery of willow specifically. Willow is actually a huge part of the really big back tattoo that I'm working on. Um, it was good to spend time with my dad. It was good to be able to share my dad with somebody else. And it was good to be able to share my other life, meaning Dia, the people that I care about from here. It was good to share that part of my life with my old part of my life too. It's always surreal to go back home. They have the saying, you can never go back home, but you don't really realize what that means until you go home and it dawns on you that everything that happened to you in the first 20 years of your life in this particular region in the United States, or anywhere in the world really, all of the things that happened to you in that early part of your life really does seem like a dream. It really does seem very surreal and very past life and not of this world. Um, it was nice to bring those two worlds together and have them meet, kind of shake hands and get to know each other a bit. Um, I feel like this trip was more than just a couple of wild girls on the road, and I know Dia will agree with me on this too. It was more than just a couple of wild girls on the road out meeting wild people, having a good time. This trip was definitely a trip of discovery for both of us. Again, I'm not going to speak for her, but I know that a lot of this resonates with her too, because we've had a lot of time for verbal processing in the car. Um, this trip has really done a lot for um, waking me up to what it is that I have in my life and what I don't have in my life. And of the don't haves, what do I need? And of the haves, what can I get rid of? Um, there's definitely a reevaluation of how I relationship with people on many different levels. There is a realization of how I relationship with myself specifically, how I take care of myself, how I connect to my spirituality or don't anymore, how I connect to my energetic self, and how much of my energetic self I take for granted and put on autopilot rather than actually being literally and energetically present in my moments. It's going with the current. It's just going with the current. Of all the things that I ever thought I would become in my life, going with the current was never one of the things I thought I would ever do. And I'm a bit disappointed in myself with that. Changes need to be made. Changes need to be made. I have a day ahead of me that I have chosen to allow myself to process alone in. I have chosen to give myself the opportunity to think and to feel, to cry if I need to be angry, because these are all legitimate emotions too that I think can come from this experience. I can be upset too, and that's okay. I think that's really about all I need to say. Maybe it's more than I need to say. Who knows? Maybe I'm just rambling and this doesn't make sense to anybody, and honestly, today I don't care. Yeah. I hope you guys all have a good day. I don't know. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Get out, enjoy the sunshine if you have it. Get out and enjoy the rain if you have it. I'm going to work on some plants a little bit later on and get my hands in some dirt while I do my thinking and see how my herbs are doing, because I think my herbs are all getting big enough to finally put them out for summer camp. And I think some of my other seedlings are about ready to find their pots for the summer as well. I'm going to clean my house some, clean my clothes up, clean my mind up, clean my heart up. And I will check in with you guys again next Wednesday. Maybe I'll have some fun topic on Wednesday and we can go back to normal. Instead of moody, broody, Tina, Izzy, Tina. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is she Tina? Is she Izzy? Two very distinct personalities. So anyway, catch you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.